Ever thought you've got everything under control, only discover that your buzzing beauties are under siege from small but pesky invaders? Hey there, beekeepers. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any buzzing content. Today, we've got something super essential for you all. We're going to talk about how to protect your beehives from three major culprits: ants, wax moths, and hive beetles. So without further ado, let's get started. What's the real issue with ants? Ants can be relentless when they find a food source, and your beehive is essentially a treasure trove of sweetness. But the problem isn't just that they want to share the honey. Ants can cause genuine stress to your bee colony. The bees get busy trying to fend off the ants, which diverts their energy away from essential tasks like honey production and taking care of their young. Types of ants you may encounter. Different regions may have varying species of ants, such as fire ants, carpenter ants, or sugar ants. Knowing the type of ant you're dealing with can help you tailor your ant-proofing strategy. For instance, fire ants are attracted to protein and sugar, and they can bite, making them more harmful than your average sugar ant. Carpenter ants, on the other hand, might be more interested in the wood of the hive itself. Multiple lines of defense. 1. The mineral oil moat. As mentioned earlier, a straightforward and effective way to deter ants is by placing plastic containers filled with mineral oil between each leg of the hive stand. Ants have a hard time crossing liquid barriers, making this a reliable first line of defense. 2. Cinnamon power. Another natural ant deterrent is cinnamon. Sprinkle ground cinnamon around the base of your hive, creating a barrier. Ants dislike the smell and will generally steer clear. 3. Ant barriers. Commercially available ant barriers can be applied to the legs of the hive stand. These sticky substances trap ants as they try to climb towards the hive. 4. Keep the area clean. Sweep away any dead bees or fallen food around the hive. The fewer attractions around, the less likely ants will venture closer to your hive. Frequent monitoring. Always keep an eye out for signs of an ant invasion, especially during warmer weather. That means regularly checking the hive, its vicinity, and even under the hive lid. If you see a few ants, take immediate action to avoid a full-blown infestation. Advanced solutions. There are also some high-tech solutions like ant-proof hive stands with built-in barriers or even electric and deterrent systems. These might be pricier but offer longer-lasting solutions. The importance of community advice. Lastly, don't underestimate the power of local knowledge. Connect with other beekeepers in your area. They'll likely have localized advice about which ant species are most problematic and which prevention methods work best. Alright, now that we've tackled the ant issue and you've got your mineral oil moats and cinnamon barriers set up, let's switch gears and talk about another buzzkill for your hive: wax moths. Trust me, if ants are like those annoying party crashers, then wax moths are like the roommate who leaves their stuff all over the place and makes a total mess. Why wax moths are a problem. Imagine you've got a hive bustling with activity, bringing in nectar, and everything seems peachy. Then you open the hive and discover web-like structures, larvae crawling about, and chewed-up combs. Yep, that's the wax moths making themselves right at home. But it's not just about the mess. They weaken your colony by eating away the wax, which is essentially the bee's home and food storage system. Understanding the culprits. There are mainly two types of wax moths: greater and lesser. Don't let the names fool you, they're both a nuisance. The difference mostly comes down to size and the temperature at which they're the most active. Knowing which type you're dealing with can help target your treatment plan better. Nip it in the bud. 1. Be vigilant. The first step in fighting off wax moths is to keep an eye out for early signs like silk threads or any larvae. The quicker you act, the easier it'll be to get things under control. 2. Freezer method. If you have frames that are infected, a quick solution is to place them in a freezer. Freezing temperatures will help you kill both the larvae and the eggs. 3. Use BT spray. Remember we talked about BT, Bacillus thuringiensis sprays earlier? They're a godsend when it comes to organic wax moth control. Simply spray down your combs and it will wipe out any wax moth larvae while leaving the bees unharmed. The chickens to the rescue. Got chickens? Well, here's another reason to love them. Chickens are excellent at gobbling up wax moth larvae. Just expose the infected frames to your chickens and watch the live action unfold, kind of like National Geographic, but in your own backyard. Regular inspections are key. Be diligent with your inspections. The sooner you identify the problem, the easier it'll be to solve it. Remember, neglect can lead to greater issues down the line. Just as with ant invasions, reach out to your local beekeeping community. They may have insights specific to your area's climate and wax moth species. Now, let's talk about hive beetles, which are pesky insects that love to get into beehives. They're attracted by the sweet smell of honey, pollen, and the baby bees, known as brood. Once they're in the hive, they like to hide in cracks and spaces where they're tough to reach. The bees will try to push them out, but hive beetles are crafty at hiding. These beetles grow up really fast. They can start mating just 1 week after they are born. Female beetles can lay up to 2,000 eggs during their lifetime, often laying them in the capped brood or near honey and pollen. In 1 to 6 days, these eggs hatch into larvae. The larvae are the real troublemakers. They dig holes through the honeycomb and eat everything: honey, pollen, and baby bees. As they move around eating, they release a yeast that ferments the honey. Fermented honey is bad for bees and can make them sick or even cause them to leave the hive. The larvae then exit the hive to pupate the soil. They need anywhere from 2 to 12 weeks to develop into adult beetles depending on the weather. Now, you might be wondering, what are some of the latest innovations or research in dealing with hive beetles? Well, researchers are exploring biological controls. Yes, you heard it right. Scientists are looking into the natural enemies of the hive beetle that could act as biopesticides. Think of nematodes that can specifically target hive beetle larvae without affecting the bees. Isn't that fascinating? However, like every other method, it comes with its challenges. Introducing a new organism into an environment always has the potential to disrupt the natural balance. Plus, it's not yet widely available for every beekeeper to use, yet it's an avenue that's showing promise. Another avenue that's being looked into is genetic manipulation. Now, I know that might sound a bit sci-fi, but hear me out. The idea is to strengthen the genetic makeup of bees so they can more effectively resist or expel hive beetles from the hive. Geneticists are studying bee genomes to understand the traits that could potentially be enhanced to combat hive beetles naturally. Again, it's in its early stages, but it offers a ray of hope. Moving on to what you as a beekeeper can do right now. Regular inspections are your best friends. Trust me, you don't want to slack off in this department. The quicker you can spot a hive beetle invasion, the quicker you can react and minimize the damage. During these inspections, pay close attention not just to the bees, but also to the honeycomb, propolis, and the hive's overall condition. Look for irregularities like a damaged comb or the presence of unusual waste material in the hive, which could be signs of an infestation. Don't forget about sanitation. Cleanliness is crucial. Make sure that you're keeping the area around your hives clean to make it less appealing to hive beetles. Clear away any dead bees or debris from around the hive area. Hive beetles are opportunists, and the less welcome they feel, the better. Another simple yet effective method is the use of hive beetle traps that you can place inside or outside the hive. The traps typically contain an attractant that lures in the beetles, and once inside, they can't escape. There are several designs available on the market, so you can choose the one that best fits your needs. Make sure to check and clean these traps regularly. And here's a pro tip. Keep your beekeeping equipment in tip-top shape. Cracks and crevices can provide hiding spots for adult hive beetles. Be vigilant about hive maintenance to minimize these nooks and crannies where beetles can hide. And that's a wrap, folks. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more buzzworthy content. Stay tuned, and may your hives always be strong and your honey ever sweet. See you next time. Bye.